Thank you, Judge. Go ahead.
I want to call the Commissioners Court workshop regarding our budget to order. I would also like to ask for a recess of our workshop so we can go into closed session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Let the record show we recessed at 11:01. I'd like a motion to open up our workshop again.
So moved.
Motion. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Discussion of 2025 budget.
Yes, good afternoon, Judge and Commissioners. Dagoberto Soto, Director of Budget Management. Again, thank you for the opportunity to present an overview of the fiscal year 2025 budget and some major aspects to be seen in the upcoming year. I would first like to thank my staff for the continued hard work and support in the administration of this year's budget process, and also to all the elected officials, department heads, and county staff for their input and support to produce this budget working document. I will be presenting in this budget workshop the following. See here. We'll be going over fiscal year 2023 budget versus actual. I would like to show how we started with the beginning fund balance for fiscal year 24, going over 2024 budget versus actual. A summary of the a big overview, one-page summary of the 2025 budget. Some key items in this year's budget I wanted just to highlight. And currently, as of today, list of a summary of personnel requests for the upcoming year. So, as I said, for fiscal year 23, the general fund ended, had an ending fund balance. We ended the year with 110 million. This 110 million was 37% of our 2024 adopted budget of 296. So for this year that we're currently in, the general fund had a strong, healthy beginning fund balance of 110, and you can see that significant increase due to fiscal year 23. For fiscal year 24, these are estimated. This is as of estimation. This is our year-end estimates that we did as of mid-August. So we are estimating that we will hit 105% of our targeted revenues for the end of the year, and for expenditures we are estimated to hit just under about 99% of our target. So for these year-end estimates, we're looking at a current year increase in the fund balance of an additional approximately 9 million. Again, these are just estimates based on current year activity. So we are projecting to increase our fund balance from 110 million to approximately 119 million. Now, with that, we'll go to a quick one-page summary of what our current 2025 budget looks like. Right now, we are projecting for a property tax revenue of 6%. Now, this is significantly lower from last year. It was at 15%, but then again, that trend was very high, but we seem to be leveling out, and we are projecting a 6% increase of property tax revenue, which equates to about 15 million. And this is with the assumption that we do keep the same rate of 57.5 cents. So with the same rate, with the current tax certified rolls, we're looking at a 6% increase in tax revenue. Now, I am showing interest as a significant line item. Recently, interest rates have been good, and we've been having very good deposits with those rates. So historically, we will budget, around $2 million budget, but in reality, we were crossing over 10 million, 12 million. So as a conservative approach for 2025, I am suggesting we budget around 10 million, which is about 60% of what we expect to get this year. So that is still a conservative amount. And now regarding other revenue, these are lumped together with our fines and fees, some local grants, charges for services, and we're just projecting a 3.5% increase, which is a conservative, estimate for total revenue of 321 million. Now, going to expenditures, we are utilizing a base budget approach. As you will see, our base budget for 2024 was 296 million, 388,000. The current budget increase for 2025 is 24,889,000. Now this represents about 8.4% increase from our 2024 adopted budget. Now, some of the key highlights from due to this increase, I have here highlighted just those that are that we've had discussions on throughout the past few weeks. One I'd like to highlight is the district attorney's revised pay plan proposal, and that will have a fiscal impact of about 1.4 million. We are proposing, sorry, there's a typo there. We are proposing a COLA adjustment, cost of living adjustment, across all county employees of 5%. Last year we had successfully done a 4%. This year we are proposing for the upcoming budget a 5%. That will have a fiscal impact of 7.3 million. Currently, there are 35 new positions that were requested for this year's budget, and some personnel adjustments, whether reclasses or supplemental pay. These are currently still being reviewed within HR, the department, the budget department, and the executive office. But as of right now, this is the fiscal impact that those requests are, about 2.4 million. Another one I wanted to highlight is the room and board. We are, compared to last year, we are projecting a $2 million decrease of the line item of our room and board. For 2024, we had a $7 million budget, but due to the Willacy County being operational and housing, taking in county inmates, that cost should reduce. We want to take just a reasonable approach and just reduce it by $2 million. So there is a $2 million cost saving in the room and board expense.
Does it take into consideration the latest correspondence with the sheriff's office?
Yes, I've been having discussion with them throughout this week. Yes, Judge.
Because there was a communications to us and to you, and that's what you all ended up with?
Well, there was some.
Because you're leaving 5, correct?
Yes, we're leaving 5. So just to clarify, we adopted 70. We had adopted 7 million. The original request, and this was way before the Willacy County was operational. The original request was 5 million more, which is to 12. That was just to worst case scenario, if for some reason Willacy County wasn't.
You're giving me way too much information of what I asked. What are you leaving it are you leaving them with 5 million?
Okay, so in summary, yes, we're giving them, leaving with 5 million as
Okay.
opposed to 7
And is
million
that,
last year.
and is that consistent now with what they requested based on their last communication with you? It's either yes
Correct.
or no.
Yes, correct, yes.
Dago, at 100%, if Willacy County's at 100%, what is the cost?
If they're at 100% at Willacy,
Yeah,
well,
about
it is
19
you're talking about the room and board if Willacy is at capacity or just the Willacy cost
100%, everything,
at Willacy, correct?
right?
We're looking, I'm going to double check, but I think we're looking
Be about
around
19 million.
19, yeah, 19 between the contract we have that's managing it and the
It's
the
three
lease
for rent,
for the building.
Three
the
for
rent.
rent, 16.
So those are all new dollars. I want to see how we can even lessen this jail room and board to even less than 5 million. But I'm putting that out there, but I have a conversation with the sheriff tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought-
Okay.
That's why I'm asking, is I thought that would go down to 2 million.
I mean, at
Okay.
least, because we have 19 million in new expenses and we're still close to the 7 million from
That's,
last year.
I think that 5, maybe 2. But that's what we're here for, to have this discussion.
Correct, yes. And these were, yes, so this is still the first workshop, so this number can change. This number can change. Okay, moving on. And even with that, I do want to point out that we do have a contingency of approximately 4 million. And this could be used for, we still need to consider the final approval of those personnel requests of 35 positions and adjustments. So that will cover that. Also some wiggle room for any unforeseen cost, and if possible, even some, maybe a capital project here and there. But there is 4 million currently in the contingency. And in summary, this is just just quick summary of what those personnel requests are. So again, as of right now, there's about 35 requested new positions. There's 1 position requested to be deleted, 56 reclassifications, and 20 supplemental pay.
Do you happen to know, Dago? If you know, and if not, I'll look for it.
Yes, sir.
The number of inmates we were sending out of county before Willacy County was open, and to see if that number has come down by opening Willacy County. I want to know the numbers. If we were sending out 500 and now we're sending out 300, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay, I wouldn't have that right in front of me, Commissioner,
Yeah, we've
but I
moved
can
about
write that.
300 back to the jail. We still have some people out there.
And and for our next, I do propose a second budget workshop, and I could probably have those numbers and figures down to a T, and show what exactly we're looking at, and then of course probably revise that $5 million budget.
We have that
get it-
meeting tomorrow, Dago. Take as much information as you can, because the sheriff's department sometimes doesn't bring enough information to those meetings. So
Yes,
overdo it with
Commissioner, yes.
information tomorrow.
Okay, so that concludes the summary presentation of budget workshop number 1. There are some next steps, some dates to consider for the next commissioners meeting, and I'm assuming this will be September 3rd. We will have an item for the governing body to discuss the tax rate and take a record vote, and to schedule a public hearing. I know that's a lot of steps, but that's what's coming up at the next Commissioners Court meeting. I have a tentative date for September 17th or earlier for a budget workshop number 2, and for September 24th, the last Tuesday of the month, we should anticipate, these are tentative dates, for a public hearing for the tax rate, public hearing for the actual 25 budget, and then the adoption of the rate and adoption of the budget.
Mr.
Again, it
Soto?
concludes, yes.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, no, that actually concludes my presentation, and for the workshop, if there's any questions or concerns, I'll be answering the best of my knowledge at this point.
Okay, and so again, when was the adoption, when is the scheduled adoption of the budget? September
24th, that's the,
24th. And
it's a
when
tentative
did you-
date, but the 24th.
Thank you. And when did you propose for a second workshop?
The September 17th, 1 week prior.
Okay,
Just
so-
to weed out some last minute stuff.
All right, so Mr. Soto, please be, you and your staff be available in case there needs to be a workshop prior to that. Again, a workshop before the 17th would not, if there's any changes, would not give you much time to make the appropriate changes because when is the scheduled date to file the proposed budget with the county clerk and the auditor's office? What date is that?
It should be, let's see, I believe it should be, yeah, I think it has to be I think there has to be 7 days. So,
Exactly.
yeah, we do probably need to tweak that, make sure we're not
Exactly,
overlapping.
so please tweak that, and so just bear in mind that, and we will continue to work with the court, and we will adjust accordingly, but if there needs to be a workshop or workshops, back to back, please have you and your staff be prepared for that, okay?
Yes, sir?
Thank you.
Will do.
Oh, and Mr. Soto,
Yes, sir.
with respect to the paperwork for TxDOT, we adopted a no change in our current road and bridge fees, correct? In other words, keeping everything the same that we have. on the road and bridge.
yes, I'm sorry, yes.
Please update
Yes,
the court on
correct.
that.
Yes, we'll do.
Okay,
Will do.
so Judge Commissioners, every year we're required to report to TxDOT whether or not there's a change in our road and bridge fee. We are keeping the same fee as that is the maximum allowed fee. And we are not, there is one additional fee, which is a school guard crossing fee. But we've looked at that in the past and we're not recommending to do that. And there was one other category, correct, Mr. Soto?
Yeah, I don't have that in front, I
Okay.
actually don't have it in front of me,
So
but yes.
we're keeping everything the
it's-
same. We're keeping everything the same, so there's no disruption in the fees and in the process. With that being said, the fact that we're keeping everything the same, it does not require court action. It's only if there is a change. And so, Mr. Soto, just please make sure that the appropriate agency receives notification so that there are no issues on our end.
Correct, yes, I think it is a September date, but yes, we'll make
Yes.
sure we get it.
Just make sure that
before
they
then.
get it, all right?
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
That it for
If
the
there's no other
workshop?
questions, that will conclude my presentation.
Thank you.
Any commissioner have any questions?
No, sir.
Anything else, Bondi?
No, sir, I think that will
Do I want a
conclude our
motion to
workshop.
adjourn the workshop?
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.